we are in a society, in a community, in a world, even in the country, where the family values and morals and foundation has been targeted and destroyed and is really something else at this time. But could that possibly have something to do with not practicing polygyny side, not having it as an option?
That part.
Assalamu alaikum, peace. I am Coach Nazir.
And I am Coach Nyla. I am one of his wives.
And we are two of the three founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships, as well as two of the three authors of the book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. So if you don't have your copy, make sure you get it. With that being said, today's topic is a little bit different, a little unique. All right, we're going to address something, I guess we can call it what Tina Turner had one of her biggest hits and also the name of a movie. What's love got to do with it? All right. So, matter of fact, let me just go ahead and toss it into your court right now.
Well, yeah. Well, when it comes down to it, love can be this, I guess, abstract construct, I guess, when it comes down to, especially when it comes to women. I think with men, it's just a little bit easier to pinpoint what love is. But for women, I think
I don't know if it's necessarily easy to pinpoint what love. Maybe it's the actions that may come from that. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, because I was thinking like our list could be different from one another.
Oh yeah, the list is absolutely different. There's no question on that.
And then longer too, because for one woman or maybe several women, I don't know, love for them can be their husband taking them out to eat, spending this quality time with them or listening to their,
She's married, right? Because it's definitely not somebody dating.
Yes.
And they not willing to cheesecake fact.
No.
Okay.
The husband, hey, maybe he could take her to the Cheesecake Factory, but she'd probably be more appreciative of it because.
Well, she is a wife though. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just saying.
Big difference.
That type of thing. Or if he's just taking care of, household chores, not household chores. Well, shoot, there are women that think that that's a thing. I saw something before, they called it like clean porn or something on so that is so retarded. But the wife was getting turned on because her husband was cleaning the house.
Send me a sexy pic, and you send a pic with the vacuum.
With the vacuum, right. So, maybe that's a thing. I don't know. And, or it's like, okay, listen to me.
Maybe that's the thing. Like, I don't clean up or anything.
No.
That's the thing.
I'm talking about as far as the love thing. Like, it's like, if you didn't do that, even though you do, if you didn't do that, it wouldn't be like, oh, he don't love me because, he doesn't love me because exactly.
Before noon.
And I don't think men have that where it's like, oh, well, she has to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And if she doesn't do that, then she doesn't love me. So.
Yeah, it's different with men anyway, because like the old adage goes that respect is much more of a desired characteristic and emotion than love in particular, because love is demonstrated. It's more of a verb than a noun. For example, I have relatives that are not my family. They're just simply relatives, and they're not allowed by the house. You know that. No relatives not allowed by the house, have nothing to do with them. It is what it is, right? Give them basic rights, basic respect there. But then I have some who are not relatives who are allowed by the house. You know what I'm saying? That I do consider family. So again, but it's better also to be respected than to be loved, because you can love crackhead, somebody did you wrong, somebody is abusing you. You love your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? But respect is a different level. So if there's levels of respect that come, I believe most men, and especially ones I speak to, as clients that just know in general all the way from back in the day, they rather the respect than to have love from somebody who disrespects you.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Because my mind keeps going into this abstract thing. Like, can you really pinpoint what that means? Respect, pretty much, this is clear. It's like, this is what disrespect looks like to me. This is what respect looks like to me. Clear. Then you say, okay, well, I want you to love me. what does that mean? Like, what does those things mean? So
flowers and candy and dealing with myths and different holidays and
that, right?
rubbing his feet or taking the kids.
And 1 minute that might feel like love, and then the other minute is like, well, you did those things. Right? I don't want that. I didn't ask for that. Why did you do that? So yes, but being able to say, what does that look like for women? And put in the comments if you agree or disagree. A woman was talking about that it's more of security and feeling safe in your relationship, being able to, in your marriage, being able to talk to your spouse, being able to, him being able to understand you and listen to you. One woman was like, well, safety, security, because in this modern time, you have women that say, well, I don't need a man for security. I don't need him to pay my bills, or I don't need to be a kept woman, those type of things. However, when she was saying that there are other things to feel safe and secure without it being that the person is paying your bills or, taking care of the house or anything like that, even though there are many women that are being more transparent to say that I don't want to do all of this. I don't want to be the one working hard and chasing a bag, and I want to be in my natural femininity. So, love for me is being taken care of, is being able to live in my femininity and bask in my femininity instead of feeling like I have to do everything and it's not being, or is being not being respected, and as we're going back into the respect part, not being respected or being appreciated, type of thing. So yeah.
So what did the lady say? You saying the lady was saying
the lady
safety and security.
Yes, the one woman stated that it was the safety and security. At first she was like, nah, and she's like, oh, wait a minute. I guess that is safety and security if I can tell him how I feel or he's understanding me, or these type of things like that. When it all comes down to it, safety and security can even mean different things for different women. So it's not just about being kept. So first she was going to just disagree with her,
Of course.
And then she was like, oh, wait a minute. For me, safety and security means that I feel like I can express myself to him. I feel like,
there's so many different levels of it anyway, because as men, if you taught and understand that you're supposed to be protective, right, and a provider, that has so many levels to it. So safety and security is not only dealing with your physical safety and security, or, being able to provide, somewhere to stay and be, secure and so on, but it also deals with what you're learning, how you're growing, having safety from and understanding the difference between relatives and family. Just that simple concept, but it's deeper meaning, because we know the different things that go on throughout society and different traumas and different ACEs. For those who aren't familiar with ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. The book Deep as Well by Dr. Nadine Burke really goes into some great detail about that, about how that impacts us throughout our lives.
Oh, yeah.
So being able to provide that security, which can be a breach, especially when it comes to polygyny. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's, okay, you providing safety and security for me, and that's all well and good. Yes, I love women, and they should have this and this and that. But hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, you're good, man. Yeah, but hold on. There's a limit to how much women should be having here now. Exactly. Why do they need or want or desire my man that provides safety and security for me and only me? That's it.
Or you can do that stuff. You can help them out without having to marry them. I've heard that too. Like, why do you have to marry them?
Be charity.
So, yeah.
So what's the love got to do with that then, in polygyny, specifically with this
Well, I like what
idea?
You said about with the different ACEs, and then how a lot of times our past and our traumas and things as far as that can be brought into our marriages, into our relationships. Okay. And when like you said, if that breach happens, but being able to figure that out, because that breach, the man may not think that he's breaching anything by marrying another woman. And I know there's going to be people in the comments on that. It's like, how come he wouldn't figure that out?
Because you're not breaching it. You're not breaching, exactly. You're expanding it. That's really what it is.
Exactly.
And we talked about this a number of different times, but the sooner we're able to differentiate and recognize our conditioning and what has led us to believe. So, for example, there are a lot of people that are like, oh, this is, monogamy is the way, one man, one woman, all this kind of stuff, right? And in general, again, that's fine. You can have your belief. Again, we are pro-morals, not anti-monogamy.
Right.
So most people who are anti-monogamy just point out the facts. Facts is most monogamous marriages fail for the reasons that are beyond the discussion of this video right now. But we are in a society, in a community, in a world, even in the country, where the family values and morals and foundation has been targeted and destroyed and is really something else at this time. But could that possibly have something to do with not practicing polygyny side, not having it as an option?
That part. I was talking to my cousin the other day. You made me think about that, that having that option. And I was talking to my cousin about when I spoke to my uncle, who was juggling two women. And I asked him, I said, are you telling them that you're not trying to be with either one or be with the other? Are you telling one that you're not with the other one and telling the other one the same thing? Or are you telling them that you want to be with both of them? He was like, well, I'm telling them both, that I don't want to be with the other one or that I'm not with the other one. And I said, well, do you want to be with both of them? And he was like, well, yeah, I do. I said, well, you should tell them that you want to be with both of them. Give them the opportunity to figure it out. If they want to deal with it, or if they want to be a part of it, if they want to make it work or anything like that. However, when we're talking about breaches, sometimes it comes with a breach of trust, meaning that this not being a easy topic to talk about because people have so much that they want to say about it and they get the wrong information, that people feel like they have to hide something to protect other people's feelings. So they think that they're doing
and
something
protect
good
their own peace,
in their own peace. Exactly. So they think they're doing something good, kind of, in a way, because what, the lesser of two evils, maybe, I don't know. But the thing is, I was like, tell them both, because now they have a decision to make. And if one decides that they don't want, or both of them decide they don't want it, then that wasn't for you anyway, because it gives you more peace to be able to be upfront and honest anyway. But 9 times out of 10, women, even if they have an issue with it, or they're upset about it or anything like that, they'll think about it and say, you know what? He's a good dude. And he came to me and told me this, and he gave me this opportunity. They'll start really, after the emotions kind of die down,
that
they
was
start
a
thinking
guess, the
logically.
9 times out of 10. We
Well,
don't
yeah,
have the
that's a
statistical
guess.
data
Yeah, we don't.
to back that up. But what she's saying is that many would, not necessarily most or almost all, because we do live in a society today where now women are like, oh, I'm a boss. I did this and did that, and I delayed such and such. I didn't have the children. I tried to freeze my eggs and blah, 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 blah. I bought onto this feminist movement and idea, and now I'm recognizing that it's trash. It was actually anti-family. Right. So some are coming forward, but others are still with their cognitive bias and are like, oh yeah, I want to be, single and travel the world and do all this kind of stuff and be by myself and da-da-da. You have that as well. So, again, delusions of grandeur do exist. The amount of people, especially the population or women in particular, that are now increasing their wine and alcohol intake. And the data is amazing. The difference is that we know that polygyny is not for every man. That's like, duh. Right? First of all, there's not enough women for that. There's not twice as many women on the planet for men. So clearly it's not for everybody. So no need to leave that in the comments.
Right. We know
Get
that.
it. But for those who do have the ability, those who do invest in themselves to grow, to learn what it takes, or they're already doing well anyway and already currently have the means, then they absolutely should. Every man should strive for it. Whether they choose to practice it or not is up to them. But every man should strive for it. One, it makes it more attractive. Again, like you just mentioned, all right, give them an option. Once it gives them an option, you have open, clear, honest communication and whatnot, you can move forward. Stop hiding under the facade as though we don't live in a society where boyfriends, girlfriends, jump downs, not even knowing what genders are anymore, and where you can go to court and have your gender legally changed on a birth certificate. So asking for a birth certificate isn't even, safe anymore in today's times. Is not something that is in tune with reality. Okay, or our nature in general. But for men to be able to strive and know that this is an option, and if I become this high caliber of an individual, if I become a man of value, if I'm striving in this position, then of course you should have the rewards that you're already designed for anyway. And we know the most desired thing by men are women.
Right.
The great part is to have a good woman, an outstanding woman, a woman that is actually a woman and appreciates being that and is part of the team, not somebody who is trying to destroy it or just comes back feeding the same thing she's been fed by different feminists and having certain talking points like she's a pundit for the liberal agenda. So, I just said a whole mouthful of stuff, so I think I'm good for what I got to say.
No, because it just makes sense. I mean, a number of these things make sense, and it's not the same for everybody around the board. That's why the title of the video is "What's Love Got to Do with?" Because love is this, like I said, abstract construct. But if you are, if you have that conversation, if you open up the conversation to what are the needs and the wants, you're going to realize that it's not the same all around the board. And yes, the man can fulfill that amongst his family of multiple wives, and children and things as far as that nature without, this abstract construct of love being the basis, the base thing of it.
Now, again, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because that sounds like it don't exist.
No, I'm just saying it don't have to be the basis. I'm just
like,
saying.
all right, we've been married over a dozen years, right? 3 children together, building a family, everything else. So if y'all talking about, there's no love, you follow your lustful desires, like, what are you talking about? You watching our channel? Or you watching all the other channels or whatever channels and different people all kissing amongst each other and doing all the sexual things in the same bed? Is that what y'all watching and trying to relate this to this? Because like love, you trying to say love don't exist and build these families and raising these kids and all of that kind of stuff. That's not love. Again, depending on who you are, maybe it's not on your list of, 1,001 to do before 4 p.m. So don't qualify. But again, love is expansive, not restrictive.
Yes.
But let's say there wasn't love, but you're building a family, you're growing, you are teaching, you're raising people with good manners and morals and stuff like that. Let's say there wasn't love in your perspective or somebody's perspective looking at it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what? All right. It's hard to picture that because we know people in loveless marriages, people who practice all kind of degenerative behaviors. All right, that have nothing to do with love. So, it's just an escort or prostitute or jump down or mistress, sugar mama, whatever, sugar baby. You can go on and on and on with all these different terms. And nobody's like, well, where's the love for her?
Right.
Polygyny, oh my God, marriage, oh, you crazy? Now, I understand that's something that's transactional. I mean, that's $40. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, this is delusions of grandeur. Nevertheless, again, that's enough for me.
Well, that's the thing is putting it in perspective, though. That's the point. That's the point of this video, putting it in perspective.
Indeed. So Tina was right. And I'm telling you, the movie, whole another level, Lawrence Fishburne, he bringing it. Yeah. Nevertheless, put what's love got to do with it in the comments. Let us know. Watch the entire video. You're supporting what we're doing. We appreciate it. We appreciate the love, the sharing, the caring, and all of that. With that being said, I guess, we usually say GLC with all three of us. I don't usually say GLC when it's me or two of us. So I'm saying I'm Coach Nazir. No, I'm the coach that helps people get their shift together. And then you're going to say something.
I usually still rock out with GLC. So
all right.
Make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and
connecting on a higher level.
Every single day.
All right, y'all. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.